Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Akakadash. Yeah, it seems to be fine now. Yeah, so like about that. Seemed like there was out, yeah. So definitely once more giving all praise to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Akakadash. And I said that's in the ancient Hebrew, saying all praises to Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Yahweh is the correct name for the God of the Bible, who the world ignorantly call Jehovah, God, or Yahweh. His son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai, who the world ignorantly call Jesus Christ. The true name for the God of the Bible in the Hebrew is Yahweh. His son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai. Right. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And shalom to all our brothers and Modia pushing this word in sincerity and in truth, to all that believe in this gospel. Shalom. Brothers are from Camp James, Jamaica, and this lesson, is regards to military draft, pending and expected in America, and reports of boats on the ground in Iran, which let me see if we can find some. I believe a couple of years ago there was videos circulating of Iranian graves, Iranian I believe I saw this. Iranian digging graves for US troops if attacked. Old videos 15 years ago. There are Iran's Revolutionary Guard digging mass graves for US soldiers. Yeah, it was 15 years ago. All right. Let's see if we can play this.
Iranian television has shown video purported to be freshly dug graves ready for the bodies of American soldiers. President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad says if the U.S. dares to invade Iran, every individual of this nation will break his hand before he pulls the trigger. The digging of the graves appears to be a show of bravado following a statement by America's top military commander. Joint Chiefs Chairman Admiral Mike Mullen said the U.S. has a contingency plan to strike Iran. The former head of Iran's Revolutionary Guard says the graves first dug during the Iran-Iraq War have been prepared again for U.S. soldiers. General Hossein Kanani Moghadam goes on to say that if the U.S. decides to take preemptive action, Iran would have no choice but to strike American bases in the Middle East. The war of words has intensified between Iran and the United States after the UN imposed a fourth round of tougher sanctions. They followed Iran's refusal to halt uranium enrichment. Matt.
And I think there's another one. It's called them a dead like fly right now. Is in what Iran. Let's see if we can find a quick one. The foreign minister.
President Trump has not ruled out boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
You are waiting for the U.S. military to invade the ground troops?
Yes, because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
So you're saying that Iran is ready and willing to take on the U.S. military if there were to be ground troops?
Well, we were ready for this war even more than the previous war. So you can see, the quality of our missiles, how much they are upgraded after the last war, because we learned lots of lessons. And we are prepared for any other eventuality, even a ground invasion. So our soldiers are prepared for any scenario. When I said that we are waiting for them, it didn't mean that we are waiting for continuation of the war. No, but we have prepared ourselves to confront with any scenario, with any eventuality, any possibility, and we know that we can handle that.
President Trump has not ruled out.
Yeah, so basically, well, we know Iran can handle US, by himself. But according to Ezekiel 38, we know Russia going back him, right? So here we go, I'm ready. So here we have I did a quick Google search, plans for military draft in US. It's an AI overview. There are no active plans to initiate a US military draft. However, the Selective Service System (SSS) maintains a contingency plan to activate one if authorized by Congress and the president. Nero 47 been acting without Congress permission. It's a cruel hard to believe. Says starting in December 2026, the SSS will automatically register qualifying men ages 18 to 25 using federal data rather than requiring voluntary registration. So it's automatically select people. It says current draft structure and procedures. Registration. Currently, men aged 18 to 25 residing in the U.S., including immigrants, are required to register. Automatic registration. The fiscal year 2026 National Defense Authorization Act mandates that the Selective Service System automatically register individuals beginning December 18, 2026. Activation. A draft requires a national emergency and explicit authorization from Congress and the President. Near Badman. It says lottery system. If triggered, based upon the war will take place and the need for troops, man, I really have volunteered that shit right now. It says a national lottery based on birthdays would determine the order of induction, with 20-year-olds typically called first, followed by younger and older men up to 25. Still about exemptions and so forth. All right. Did a quick Google search. Says more troops move to Iran, and basically the plan, which I have this video here. Scott Ritter says a moment of truth has arrived. Trump has just finalized the deadline in Iran, which I think can give them 5 days. And their report of they call it Marines. I think 5,000 Marines moved to the Middle East. Let me see if we can Google search that. All right. Thousands of more US troops deploying to Middle East. That was 3 days ago. So basically I'm gonna bring forth them troops over there and ultimately even other nations come basically over there according to is Joel 3, This is an article as well from CNN, Cartoon News Network. It says inside Trump's most difficult war decision yet, whether to put boots on the ground in Iran, which eventually them go move over there. Maybe not yet, but it's going to build up. Joel 2, verse 20. Verse 20. So Joel 2, verse 20 says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, North America, Babylon the Great, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate. So these even reports, to join US in war. Iran. It says US ally Saudi, UAE, edge towards joining Iran war. So where we should know more likely according to prophecy that Saudi Arabia will actually indeed, team up with Babylon the Great according to this prophecy. When him say, but I will remove far from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face to the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, and his sting shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he had done great things. And let's get them up real quick. Which the real name of was the correct term would be Western Asia, it's brought out by Elder Malcolm. Use this one. So the main target is Iran. So we'll see where they're fierce towards the Persian Gulf, which the prophecy states is fierce towards the East Sea, referring to the Persian Gulf, right? And is in the part toward the utmost sea, which go back to what's going to be on them, the Red Sea, So I'm going to basically be here, team up with is not really fierce towards Iran, because that's where the main target will be, fighting against Iran, which the most are going to bring even other troops down there. Russia, many people, possible China, if a team up for defend Iran against America, when we NATO, like the European Union troops going to be there as well, right? This is Second Ezra chapter 16. We'll start at verse 22. Says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? Why? God, basically people are dead off. Where this World War III is basically a grinder. Just kill off people. This is judgment of the Most High. As it tells say his determination is to gather the nations to I think that's Zechariah 3. That's not it. Oh, Zephaniah, sorry. Zephaniah 3, verse 8, it says, therefore wait ye upon me, said the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations over there in the Valley Jehoshaphat, or Yehoshaphat, Yahweh's decision, says that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So the Most High basically set them up basically a slaughter. And even niggas gonna be drafted. So back to Second Ezra 16, and read about 26. I read 26. It says, the grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks, as in an orchard of olives. Upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives, or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so, in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with a sword. So you go have civil unrest, man invading one, you go even have the draft. It says, and the earth shall, and then it's not going to be in America alone, it's going to be worldwide. says, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man travel there through. And the movie I Am Legend showed that as well. With Will Smith, going through Manhattan. Guess what? Because the population, died off, shrubs and wild creatures, right, took over. Here we go. It's gone for most part of the world, these cities. With a war take them down, civil unrest, people just dying. Right? So back to 2 Ezra 16, verse, read about verse 32. It says, on the earth, no, I'm never read 32, read now. It says, on the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and their ways and all their paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. It says, the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The woman shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So in the wars, meat grinder, right? A lot of people going to die off, and that's what we're seeing right now, buried right now on the earth here. Right, so you would say, let's get it real quick, I'm just close. Joel 3:9 says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say, I am strong. We're seeing that manifesting even right now. Right, majority of the world, I think even when the Trump states so what the military budget needs to be increased. I think they're right, it got about over $1 trillion. Right? And other nations investing in the military. Weak saying I'm strong. Iran, look on Iran right now. Look on even China. China is now a world power. In World War II, that was weak, wherein Japan just walk over them. So assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, gather yourselves together round about, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. So that's where we'll gather those troops. The front of the battle will be over there. Right? And that's it really. So what is edifying to like out there, give them a praise to Poya, Boshim, Shai, Boshim, Kakadash. The monastery, legend apostles of great millstone. Shalom to the full. Shalom.